So we have in front of us perfectly inelastic collision in one dimension where two balls of masses m1 and m2 are moving with initial velocities u1 and u2. After the collision, they behave as a combined system, they stick together and start moving with a common velocity v. Our aim is to find common velocity v. And one thing more, since energy is not conserved here, we know that kinetic energy is not conserved here. So we also want to find the loss in kinetic energy. And in what form is this loss appearing? We want to find that. Okay, so let's do this thing. First of all, momentum is conserved. Even in inelastic collision, momentum will be conserved, right? So, using the law of conservation of momentum, initial momentum is equal to final momentum. Initial momentum is momentum of the balls before the collision. That is momentum of first ball plus momentum of second ball. M1 U1 plus M2 U2. This is initial momentum of both the balls. What is the final momentum now? This is the final combined object of mass M1 plus M2. So final mass into common velocity. This is our final momentum. So we have applied the law of conservation of momentum here. From here we can easily find common velocity v. So the formula is m1 u1 plus m2 u2 over m1 plus m2. So first of all we get an expression for common velocity of combined object after they stick together after the collision. So note this down. Let us say this is equation number 1, the expression for common velocity that will be using, right? So up till here it is clear. All right. After this, let's find the loss in kinetic energy. We know that kinetic energy is not conserved. So let us find initial kinetic energy first. Let us call it UI. Initial kinetic energy is kinetic energy of first ball before the collision and kinetic energy of second ball before the collision. So that is half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square. You know the formula of kinetic energy, m half mv square, right? And what is the final kinetic energy? Final kinetic energy, let us call it UF, is half final mass m1 plus m2 into common velocity square. So this is how we write final kinetic energy of the system. That will be half m1 plus m2 v square. All right. Is that clear? So see up to here, all the steps are clear to you. Then let us find the difference of kinetic energies, right? Let us subtract and find the difference of kinetic energies Ui minus Uf. Initial minus final energy. So put in the values half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square minus half m1 plus m2 v square. So we have substituted the values of initial and final energies and written in the equation. Now we have to just solve. We have to just apply mathematics and solve till we get the simplified rules. So put the value of common velocity v equal to this from equation number 1 here. So substituting the value of the common velocity in equation number 2. We get put 1 into. See what do we get? Ui minus Uf. Take half common out of the terms. M1 U1 square plus M2 U2 square minus M1 plus M2, half we have have taken out v square, common velocity square. So put this here. Put this v here. After squaring it, m1 plus m2 square, m1 u1 plus m2 u2. See, this step is clear to you. This is u2. So we will solve this now. Take the LCM. Let us say this is over 1. 1 m1 plus m2 gets cancelled. So this becomes, take the LCM. In the denominator we will have m1 plus m2. Then take the LCM, this multiplied by this minus this multiplied by this. So m1 u1 square plus m2 u2 square into m1 plus m2 minus m1 u1 plus m2 u2 square. I hope this step is also clear to you. We are just taking the LCM in normal way. Solve now. Put a plus b whole square and open the bracket side by side. Let's multiply these two together. m1 square u1 square plus m1 m2 u1 square plus m1 m2 u2 square plus m2 square u2 square. So we have multiplied these two. We get this. Minus a plus b whole square. So we will be applying a square plus b square plus 2ab. A square m1 square u1 square plus b square m2 square u2 square plus अब बाहर माइनस है तो माइनस हो जाएगा 2 m1 m2 u1 u2. I have less space here. You can write in continuation. So I have applied a square plus b square. Again we will have minus sign here also because outside the bracket we have negative sign, right? Okay, m1 square u1 square minus m2 square u2 square minus 2 m1 m2 u1 u2. Now let us see what gets cancelled. m1 square u1 square gets cancelled. m2 square u2 square gets cancelled. And from rest of the terms, let us take m1 m2 common. Take m1 m2 common. So we get inside u1 square plus u2 square minus 2 u1 u2. After taking m1 m2 common from all the terms in the numerator, we get this. I hope all these steps are clear to you. Simple mathematics. Now what does it become? u1 square plus u2 square minus 2 u1 u2 is u1 minus u2 whole square. So finally u initial minus u final is m1 m2 u1 minus u2 square over 2 m1 plus m2. This is our final expression. Loss in kinetic energy, and by what factor? The loss is there. Okay, by what factor kinetic energy is being lost? This is the expression. So directly in the numerical problems, you need not solve all the whole thing once again. You can directly use this formula also if you learn. Okay, so it's very simple. m1 m2 u1 minus u2 whole square over 2 m1 plus m2. Okay, and let us talk about, comment upon the result now. Whether all the terms are positive or not, constant or not. M1, M2, you know, mass is never negative. So M1, M2 is positive, M1 plus M2, this sum is also positive, and whole square, that is also positive. So that means this difference, U initial minus U final is positive, greater than 0. That means U initial is greater than U final. So this is proof that there is loss in kinetic energy. Initial energy was greater than final energy. It is proved from here. Earlier we did not comment on anything. We just had taken the difference between initial and final energies. We didn't know whether final energy is greater or initial energy is greater, but now it is proved in the end because this term is positive. So this difference is positive. That means initial energy was greater than final kinetic energy. That means kinetic energy is being lost in the process. And in what form it is lost? Maybe in the form of heat. Okay, so the loss of kinetic energy appears in the form of heat when the balls collide with each other in elastic. All right. So have a look at the derivation once. I hope all the steps are clear to you. And theory of our unit is over now. All right. Theory of the unit is over. Any doubts, students? You can raise your hand. Is that clear? Okay, fine. Next is, let us do one numerical based on this last derivation. Write down one numerical problem. A body of mass capital M, write down, a body of mass capital M at rest is struck by a body of mass small m. Okay, the same situation is there. Just they are saying that capital M object is at rest and it is struck by this object moving with certain velocity, let us say u. Okay, same kind of situation, somewhat simpler situation because second object was at rest. We had taken both the objects moving, right? Show that the fraction of kinetic energy of mass small m transferred to the struck particle is, show that fraction of kinetic energy of mass small m transferred to the struck particle is 4 mm over m plus m whole square. We have to show this. Show that kinetic energy of mass m transferred to the struck particle is 4 mm over m plus m whole square. So what we have to do for this purpose, we have to find first of all the final velocity of second mass, because after the collision it will start moving. Okay, it will start moving after the collision. So let us apply it. And this is the case of elastic collision. Okay, because the objects are not sticking together. This is the case of elastic collision. So using the formula of velocity, final velocity, okay, of elastic collision, if you remember, it was m2 minus m1 over m1 plus m2 u2 plus 2 m1 u1 over m1 plus m2. We can find the velocity of second object. Okay, because in this case, after the collision, what will happen? After the collision, first ball may come to rest and second ball acquires some velocity d2. We are to find that. Okay, we are to find that. Fine. So let us put in u2 equal to 0. This whole term vanishes. We are left with 2 and 1 is m u and this is m plus n. We have found v2, the velocity with which the second mass will start moving after the collision. We have found that velocity. Using this velocity, we can find its kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of second particle after the collision. We can find that, right? 2f final level. Second particle, second mass की kinetic energy finally after the collision. So that will be half m into this velocity square. Okay, that is kinetic energy half m square it. This will become 4 m square u square over m plus m square. Right. So this becomes 2 and we have 2m m square u square over m plus m square. Whatever you are getting. Whatever you are getting, write it. Now what was the initial kinetic energy? Whose kinetic energy has been transferred to this particle? Kinetic energy of first ball. So what is the total initial energy? Whose fraction has been transferred? So let us say that energy is E1. Energy of first particle, kinetic energy of first particle before the collision. So let us call it Ki1I. Ke1I. Kinetic energy of first particle before the collision. So that will be half m u square. Simply that is half m u square. So fraction of this much energy. How much fraction of this much energy is transferred? Let us find out by finding the ratio. So find the ratio E2 over E1 means kinetic energy of second particle over kinetic energy of first particle. So let us find this ratio. Half m u square 2 m square u square over m plus m square. Sorry. That is 2 m square u square over m plus m square over half mu square. So this we are getting finally. See what gets cancelled. U square gets cancelled, 1m gets cancelled, 2 2s are 4. So we are left with 4 mm over m plus m square. So this is the answer. So we have proved it. So these kinds of numericals can be there based on collisions. Based on collisions, we can have these kinds of numerical problems. I hope this is clear to you, the concept is clear to you. Okay, now one more question I am going to dictate. You will do yourself and tell me the answer, right? Write down another question. A block of mass small m, a block of mass small m, moving at speed small v, moving at speed small v, collides with another block of mass 2m at rest. Let us draw it. So we have a mass small m moving with velocity v, collides with a mass 2m at rest. Collides with a block of mass 2m at rest. The lighter block comes to rest after the collision. M block comes to rest after the collision. That means v1 is 0. Okay. Find coefficient of restitution. Find the coefficient of restitution. Small e we are to find in this case. So that means mass 2m will move with certain velocity, but we don't know with what velocity it will move. So our first aim is to find that velocity v2. Then we will find coefficient of restitution from its formula. Okay, so let us apply the law of conservation of momentum. This is applicable in all types of collisions. So by conservation of momentum. By conservation of momentum, initial momentum mv plus 0 is equal to final momentum 0 plus 2m into v2. Very simple. So find v2 from here. v2 will be mv over 2m. That is v by 2. So this is the velocity of second mass after the collision. Because of double mass, it will move with half the velocity. That is clear. So we have found the velocity of second mass after the collision. First mass comes to rest after the collision. So situation is clear to us. All right. Now, what is coefficient of restitution? Relative velocity of separation means v2 minus v1 over relative velocity of approach. This was the definition, this was the formula of E. So let's apply it here. Okay, what is V2? V2 is V by 2. We have just calculated. What is V1? That is 0. U1 is V and V2 is 0. U2 is 0. We have substituted all the values. So we get coefficient of restitution half. So the value of E is 0.5 as we already expected that in case of perfectly elastic collision E is 1. This is a simple elastic collision. So E is coming out to be 0.5. That means kinetic energy is, there is somewhat loss in velocity. The value of coefficient of restitution will lie between 0 and 1 for inelastic collision, you know that. So that means this collision is not perfectly elastic collision, but momentum is conserved in all the types of collisions. So this we can do surely. For all the numericals of collisions, we can apply the law of conservation of momentum at least. We have not conserved the kinetic energy here because in question it's not given that it is perfectly elastic collision. So that means this is, which type of collision is this? This is inelastic collision in one dimension. Okay, fine. I hope this question is also clear to you. Let's do some conceptual question now. Write down a conceptual question now. Two protons are brought towards each other. Two protons are brought towards each other. Will the potential energy of the system increase or decrease? Will the potential energy of the system increase or decrease? Comment on the answer. So in this question, as two protons are coming together, right, there what will happen? Repulsion will increase as both are lightly charged. They both have positive charge. So as they will come closer, repulsion will increase. So amount of work done in bringing them closer will also have to be increased. So what is potential energy? It is the amount of work done, right? So potential energy will also be increasing. So our answer is potential energy will increase because more work will be done to bring the protons together because of their repulsion. Okay, so I hope this kind of question is clear to you. In place of protons, they may also mention electrons. So same thing will happen there also. Okay, they are negatively charged but lightly charged. So as the electrons are coming closer, again repulsion will increase. So potential energy will again increase because in that case also more work will have to be done. Another question, write down. The linear momentum of a body, the linear momentum of a body is increased by 10%. Linear momentum of a body is increased by 10%. What is the percentage increase in kinetic energy? What is the percentage increase in kinetic energy? We have to find that. I told you a relation between kinetic energy and momentum that day. So we'll be using that relation. E is P square by 2m. Kinetic energy is P square by 2m. This is initial kinetic energy. Now we are saying momentum is increased by 10%. That means new momentum is old momentum plus 10% of momentum. So that is P plus 10 by 100 of P. Okay, that is 11 by 10 P. P dash is 11 by 10 times the previous momentum P. New momentum we have found, we are to find new kinetic energy. Rather percentage increase in kinetic energy we are to find. So using this formula, let us find E dash. E dash will be P dash square over 2m. Put this value of P dash square here. 121 by 100 into 2m P square. Okay. Don't multiply with 2m because we will keep it separate. P square by 2m can be written as previous energy E. So that means E dash is 1.1 or you can write 121 by 100 times E. So we have found P dash and E dash. Half of it is done. We have found P dash and E dash. Now we have to find percentage increase in kinetic energy. You know the formula to calculate percentage error. Okay, percentage increase in kinetic energy is delta E by E into 100. That is change in energy. E dash minus E over original energy into 100. So put in the value of E dash here. 121 by 100 E minus E over E into 100. Okay, this becomes 121 by 100. Okay, minus 100, that will be 21 E over E into 100. After solving this, we get 21 over 100. So 100 gets cancelled, E gets cancelled, and we get 21%. So the kinetic energy increases by 21%. Kinetic energy increases by 21% if the momentum increases by 10%. So this is our answer. Reverse question also may be asked. So write one question for homework. Just on the same lines you will proceed, but here reverse is given. Change in kinetic energy is given. You have to find change in momentum. So note down the question. If kinetic energy of an object, if the kinetic energy of an object increases by 125%, if kinetic energy of an object increases by 125%, find the percentage increase in its linear momentum. Find the percentage increase in its linear momentum. Okay, so I'll ask the answer from you tomorrow. Tomorrow you will be telling me the answer. So here which formula you will be using? P is equal to under root 2me. That is again the same relation, same formula. P is equal to under root 2me. E is given to you, E dash you will find. Then using P is equal to under root 2me, you will find P dash, and in the same way you will find delta P by P into 100. That will give you percentage error in momentum. Okay, fine. Any doubt in this, students? It's clear? All right. So write one more question. Let us cover one more numerical, and students, there is one announcement that tomorrow we'll be doing the exercise of this unit, work, energy and power. So please sit with the NCERT. Okay, you should have your NCERT exercise with you. We'll be discussing the exercise. Okay, we will be solving all the numericals. So I'm sure that you have used assignment file and you are doing all the work side by side in your assignment file. Okay, so same you have to continue there also. Okay, write one question. You will tell me the answer. A railway carriage of mass 9,000 kilogram. A railway carriage of mass 9,000 kg